Capital City. Dylan Simmons on the call. We are just about set for Pierre Governors basketball right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Cannot wait for today's action. And like I said before, these two teams very similar to each other in some ways and some styles that they play in. The Govs coming off that tough loss last night to Harrisburg. They understand just how important it is here tonight to get a victory, as the three-game rituals are just about and to be underway once more. Hopefully we got the audio back up on the YouTube stream. Had a little bit of an issue with that, so hopefully you all can hear us now. But it is exciting to be here once again. We got a great crowd on hand today on this Saturday afternoon for Pierre versus O'Gorman. Governors trying to win their first regular season game against the Knights since 2016. It's been a long time, and the Governors want to get it done here this afternoon in their hometown, in their home arena. We're going to take one more 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we will have Pierre Governors basketball right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel, so you better not go anywhere. We'll be right back in 2.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Discover the ultimate driving experience at Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. With our extensive lineup of vehicles, including reliable sedans, rugged SUVs, and powerful trucks, finding your perfect match has never been easier. Plus, our dedicated team is committed to providing top-notch customer service, ensuring your satisfaction every step of the way. Visit us today and experience the excellence at Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
Welcome back here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Dylan Simmons on the call with you, and we are just about set to meet players on both sides for O'Gorman and Pierre. The starters making their way onto the floor, starting with the O'Gorman Knights. Leading them off is Nyan Dutt, followed by Caleb Turvine rather. And he will also be joined by his brother at some point down the line. Mason Clark, another starter for the Knights, as well as John Lent. And that is your starting 5 for the O'Gorman Knights. Also, Jackson Bjorkman will be joining them as a starter here this afternoon. It's about time to meet the Govs. Corday Austin, the first man up for Pierre, making his way onto the floor. Sawyer Sonnenschein, another crucial starter for Pierre. There's Eladio Semental. Dawson Getz, the sharpshooter, in once more. And finally, Luke Olson, number 23, rounds out the starting lineup for your Pierre Governors. And we are just about set and ready to go here on KCCR. Pierre wearing the all black and green jerseys today, looking mighty fine, and they're ready to deliver on this blackout Saturday. The student section also dressed in all black, and the Governors ready to get a big win. Here we go, Govs versus Knights. We're underway. First day of February, and we immediately have some good old-fashioned high school basketball in the capital city. Scoreboard, by the way, a courtesy of Brittany Shovelbein Insurance, or Brittany Shovelbein of American Family Insurance. Quarter three is up and good immediately from Caleb Terveen. He wastes no time and puts it in for O'Gorman. So that'll put the Knights on top by a score of 3-0 in no time. Now Pierre looking for a response. Luke Olson's got it. Olson rolling to his left, tries to go up against the baseline, able to find Getz. Getz guarded by Dutt. Now Olson's got it once more. Olson in the post, puts up a floater, no good off the rim. Sonnenschein with the rebound, gets it inside, and scoring is Eladio Semental. Check it, that was actually Austin who was underneath the basket, make it 3-2. Couldn't tell from that angle, but Pierre puts a couple of points on the board. Inside and scoring is Jackson Bjorkman. He had 21 points against Washington a few games ago, and he puts O'Gorman on top 5-2. Now Luke Olson looking to reconduct this offense, resets at the top. Now goes to Sonnenschein on the left side. Sonnenschein up against Terveen. Three-point shot is good here from Dawson Getz. Great pass from Sonnenschein right to Getz, and we're all tied up at 5 apiece. Here employing the full court press. We saw this for a bit last night against Harrisburg, but O'Gorman deals with it beautifully. John Lent on the other end puts it in, and O'Gorman is up 7-5 with 6:27 to go in the first quarter. A high-octane start to this game here in the capital city. Semental gives it off to Getz. Getz trying to get some spacing against Dutt, goes to Sonnenschein. Sonnenschein goes over to Olson. Olson in the lane, kicks it out. Open is Semental, hesitates, spins, shoots, cannot score. Rebound taken by Dutt. Wasn't really a spin, more of a slide for Semental that time on the shot attempt. Couldn't get it to fall. Dutt gives it up, wide open off the glass is Bjorkman, and make it 9-5 O'Gorman. Knights offense, which had been struggling a little bit in recent games, is looking no worse for wear right now. Now Getz from the right side. Goes over to Corday Austin. Taken up by Sonnenschein in the near corner. Sonnenschein able to find Getz once more. Pierre trying to go around the horn and get some separation. Getz gives the screen to Olson. Now gets the ball back. Three-point shot. Buried. Dawson Getz with 2 early threes from downtown. He's draining the triples right now. And it's 9-8 for the Knights on top. Full court press momentarily by Pierre, reverse Euro, and a foul's committed by the Governors. And that will send Austin Terveen to the free throw line. Check it, actually Caleb Terveen. Foul on Corday Austin, that's gonna be his first of the game. 5:13 to go in this first quarter. O'Gorman on top for the moment. Just joining us live here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Terveen nails the first free throw, and the score goes to 10-8. Caleb and Austin, both two sensational starters for the Knights, although Austin not in the starting lineup for this game. And Caleb Terveen gets both of them. So 11-8 O'Gorman. Knights on top, 5:08 to go in this first quarter. Sonnenschein left side, able to find Getz. Dawson Getz goes over to Olson. Olson finds Caden Aharts, who's just checked in. Three-point shot from Sonnenschein. Bounces it, no good. Great rebound, though, by Getz. Pierre's got it back. Lincoln Dilgis actually on the rebound. Dilgis gets the ball back. Dilgis able to find Aharts off the glass. In and out, no good. A unfortunate break for Pierre, and now the Knights got it on the other end. Bounce pass to the outside, stolen away by Olson. Great defense by the Govs. Dilgis gets the pass. And now a fast break for the Governors. They're going to slow it down, though. Pierre goes back to work. Sonnenschein finds Getz in the corner. Inside to Dilgis. Dilgis in the high post. Puts up a mid-range jumper and airballs it. No good. Sonnenschein, tried to save it. Took a hard fall. Thankfully, looks like he's okay. That was a heck of an effort by Sawyer Sonnenschein just to keep that one in play. Substitution here for the Knights. There's Austin Terveen for the first time in this game. So Terveen's in. Coming out is John Lent. Knights on top 11-8, but right now the Pierre offense missing on a couple of opportunities, just trying to remedy that. Splitting the difference here is Clark. Goes over to Terveen, and that one's intercepted. Taken away by Olson. Coast to coast for 23. 11-10 O'Gorman with 3:55 to go in the first quarter, and Luke Olson read that one like he was reading the Hunger Games. Ball goes to the outside, turnaround pass somehow collected by the Knights. That shot no good from Bjorkman, and the rebound taken up by Aharts, but that was almost a sensational play. Now Getz from the corner for three. No good this time. Ball goes out of bounds. Let's see who last touched it. Semental and Sonnenschein were in on the rebound attempt. And possession's going to be awarded to O'Gorman. 3:34 to go in this first quarter. Pierre and O'Gorman pretty evenly matched so far. Very similar to what we saw last night between Pierre and Harrisburg. Open to the outside is Dutt. He takes a left wing three. Can't get it to fall. Rebound taken by Getz. And Pierre goes back to work. Caden Aharts from the near side. Finds Sonnenschein. Olson's open. Olson, he's going to go straight to the hoop. Cannot score. Rebound taken up by Bjorkman. So good interior defense by O'Gorman that time to hold up the hard-charging Luke Olson. 3 minutes on the dot left in the first quarter. Knights on top, 11-10. Open is Terveen for three. Caleb can't get it to fall. Rebound taken by Dutt. Dutt moves inside, off the glass, scores. Great adjustment by Nyan Dutt against Luke Olson that time. A one-on-one matchup, and Dutt won it. Now Getz from the far side, goes to Sonnenschein. Sonnenschein to Dilgis, gets it back. Thought about the long two. Instead, transfers it over to Getz. Getz spinning, lost the ball, but a foul's committed. Now the question is, was that a shooting foul? And it looks like they are going to call it one. So Dawson Getz will head to the free throw line. You can interpret that a couple different ways. It almost looked like it also could have been a pass for Getz, but the shooting foul awarded. Getz' first free throw is right down the pipe. What a start for Dawson Getz. 7 points in the first 5 minutes and change. 3 new players in for O'Gorman. Among those, you've got Camden Chase, one of them, as well as Logan Mebius. And both free throws good for Dawson Getz. So Mebius and Chase coming in, and we'll see what the new blood can do for O'Gorman with just a 1-point lead. John Lent back in the game as well. Now O'Gorman back to work with Dutt. Lost the basketball, somehow finds its way over to Mebius. Mebius with a bounce pass to Lett. He goes opposite side, 3-point shot. Austin Terveen, no good. Foul committed, a push foul on the rebound attempt, and it's on Pierre. Kind of a frustrating foul for Pierre, and it's going to be on Caden Aharts. So Aharts with his first of the game, second team foul for Pierre thus far. Inbound pass for Mebius, gets it in. That shot is no good from Dutt. Good interior defense once more by Olson, made the difference that time. Olson drives inside, off the glass, foul committed. Let's see if that one was on the floor. It was. So this will be an inbound pass for the Governors. But you can see once again, Luke Olson's not wasting any time. He's going right to the hoop time and time again. And that's something that I'm sure that he wanted to do a bit more yesterday against Harrisburg. Now he has the chance. Aharts from way downtown, no good off the front of the iron. And here comes a fast break. Mebius has it. Logan Mebius, guarded by Carter Shufflebein, who's into the game now. Austin Terveen, bounce pass outside. Mebius taking his time, guarded by Olson. Minute 36 to go in the first quarter. Now to Lett, inside, open is Dutt, and he scores. And one for Nyan Dutt, who cut right to the basket and capitalized. This time he won the war of attrition in the low post. That makes it 15-12 Knights with 1:32 to go in the first quarter. Dutt's free throw is off the mark, so it stays a one-possession game. Rebounded by Shufflebein. Missed the Shufflebein substitution, so my apologies on that one. Minute 25 to go in the first quarter. Shufflebein from the right side finds Aharts. Aharts to Olson. Olson left side. Goes to Sawyer Sonnenschein. Sonnenschein able to find Shufflebein. Shufflebein tried to force it to Aharts. It does go back into the hands of Sonnenschein on an awkward hop. So Pierre does retain possession, but the shot clock down to 8. Olson's got it. Olson has to put it up. Gets fouled on his way up. That foul is going to be on the floor, committed by Logan Mebius. Knights getting ready to send in a new player, so Pierre will get a fresh shot clock. A couple new players, actually. Jackson Bjorkman checks back in, as does Mason Clark. So they get some valuable rest minutes. Pierre maintains their same 5 on the floor. Olsen to Getz. Gets inside, great pass to Dilges, feeds, and he gets the and one. Lincoln Dilges goes right to the glass and puts it right in. And he's got a chance to tie this game up at 15 apiece. That's the kind of strength that Lincoln Dilges can provide. Let's see if Dilges can nod this one up right here. Misses the free throw, but the rebound comes out to Shufflebine. Fortuitous bounce for Pierre. Now gets wide open, three-pointer, yes sir. Dawson Getz is a man possessed. 17-15 Pierre, 42 seconds to go in the first quarter. O'Gorman down for the first time in a long time in this game. And a foul committed on the opposite side of the floor from where the basketball was. Must have been prior to the last pass. Foul is on Caden Aharts, and that's his second of this first quarter. So he will have to head to the bench as Sutton Sunshine will check in for the first time. 35.6 to go in the first quarter. There's a 0.6 of a second difference between shot clock and game clock. Now the shot clock is just behind. So this could be the final possession, but it's not gonna be. Great defense by Sunshine, immediately checking in and making an impact. Gives it up to Olsen, and Pierre's got a chance now to let this thing bleed out. They are in the bonus, so any foul committed will send the Govs to the free throw line. Clock's down to 11 seconds. Olsen gets a screen, drives in the lane, off the glass, yep. Luke Olsen buries it, it's 19-15 final seconds. Shot up, three-pointer, no good from Camden Chase, and that will do it for another exciting first quarter. Governors up 19-15 on O'Gorman, and we got a lot more coming your way. We'll be back in 1 minute right here on the KCCR Sports YouTube channel and KCCR. Don't go anywhere, back in 1.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Welcome back to the capital city. Dylan Simmons on the call with you. We are just about set for the second quarter of action here at Riggs High School. Pierre on top 19-15 over the O'Gorman Knights. And it's been a fun one so far, and we are far from done, folks. Pierre's got the basketball, up by 4, gets right to the hoop, gets absolutely smothered from behind by Nye and Dutt. Dill just gets the ball, though, and the Governors maintain possession. Three-point shot is off the front of the iron and no good. Ball still rolling around, finally collected by O'Gorman. Knights enter this game 8-4 overall, 8-3 in double play, trying to win their first game in 3 games. Dutt inside, kicks it out, open for 3 is Clark, in the corner, no good. Trying to back in and get the rebound is Getz. Ball still on the ground. Who gets possession? It's going to be awarded to O'Gorman. So the Knights end up with it to start off this second quarter. Govs on top 19-15, trying to get really a much-needed win after this tough stretch against some of the tougher teams in AA. As that shot goes in by John Lent off the glass, and it's down to a 2-point Pierre lead. But Pierre's combined opponent record in 5 of their last 6 games has been 41-10. So that kind of tells you just how good the opponents Pierre has been playing have been so far. But they do not look intimidated thus far. Sutton kicks it out. Shufflebine's got it. Shufflebine just able to find Getz. Getz goes back to Olsen. Now Olsen finds an open Carter. Shufflebine for 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebound taken by Jackson Bjorkman. Fast break up ahead, and that ball is out of bounds. A miscalculation by Jackson Bjorkman. Kind of tried to rush that pass to Caleb Terveen, and I don't think Terveen had any shot at it. So a mistake by O'Gorman, a costly turnover, and Pierre comes up with it. 19-17 Govs lead, 6:34 to go. Pierre entering this game with a 4-7 record, 4-6 in AA play. Three-point shot, Sutton Sunshine, no good. Rebounded by Lett. Fast break up ahead. Dutt off the glass scores. Nyan Dutt's now got 6, and we are all tied up at 19. That was a crucial possession for O'Gorman to break some of the momentum. So this game all knotted up at 19. Can Pierre now break the Knights' momentum? I was talking with Brianna Kustler ahead of this game, and she talked about how basketball is a game of runs, and now you've got to seize the moment. Shovelbein trying to, got fouled on his way up, and that'll send him to the free throw line. Good work by Carter Shovelbein on that drive to the basket. And you know, Brianna Kustler also talked about how they had to play like dogs today. And one of their players mentioned that to her in shoot around. And Shovelbein missing the first free throw, but I just thought that was a great analogy for how Pierre needed to play and what kind of attitude they wanted to have going into this game. And quote Coach Kustler, they've been playing like dogs so far. Well, let's see if they can keep it going. And Shovelbein does make the first free throw, rather the second free throw. Goes 1 for 2 from the line and gives Pierre the 1-point lead. Now the Knights having issues getting the ball across the court. They're just able to. Somebody fell out of bounds. That was Eladio Simmental, and he ended up forcing a turnover. Great work by Scoop by Luke Olson. Went up and under 2 defenders to get the and one. One of the most sensational plays we've seen at Riggs High School all year long. Folks, that is not an easy shot to put in. Misses the free throw. Rebound is on the ground, a tie up. Who's going to get the arrow? And possession will be in the hands of O'Gorman. So the Knights get a bit of a break, and Pierre gets a bit of an unlucky break, but rest assured, Pierre is certainly playing with house money right now with what they're doing to this O'Gorman defense. Remember, the Knights have had issues defensively for a large portion of this year. I spoke with their head coach before the game, Coach Roby, as that one is going to be no good. Rebounded by Dilgis. Knights on the fast break. Simmental's got it. Simmental, mid-range J, no good. And the rebound collected by Austin Terveen. No good on the step back. Now it's Dutt going right to the hoop. Tries to kick it out to Caleb Terveen. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Pierre. O'Gorman sends in a couple substitutes. Logan Mebius in, as well as Jackson Wheeldryer for the first time. So Jackson Wheeldryer and Logan Mebius take their spot on the floor. And Mebius has the ball from Lett. O'Gorman down by 3, trying to overcome this deficit. Chase kicks it out. Lett fires it across. Now it's going to be a contested shot and a hard foul on Camden Chase. And didn't see who that foul was on. May have been Olson. But that'll send Chase to the free throw line. And it's on Lincoln Dilgis, actually. So he and Olson were both in on it. And Dilgis with the foul. So that will send number 15 to the free throw line. Chase's free throw is right in there, his first point of the game. But as I was saying before, O'Gorman's defense has somewhat struggled this year. They've given up over 60 points 6 times already this season, and they average giving up 64.3 points per game. So it's been an issue, and that has really resonated in the last 2 games where their offense hasn't been able to keep up against Roosevelt and Lincoln. The loss to 4-8 Roosevelt especially shocking as the second free throw goes in for O'Gorman, making it 22-21 Pierre with the ball. But that 4-8 loss to Roosevelt, very shocking, and one that I'm sure that the team wants to put behind them, but got to resonate in some way. Olson in the post gets it out to Sunshine. Sunshine, 4:27 to go in this second quarter. Inside, Olson gets the pass, puts it up, can't put it in. That was actually Dilgis who got it from Olson. And O'Gorman's got it once more. Missed shot. Now inside, it's Terveen. That no good from Austin Terveen. Ball still on the floor and taken by O'Gorman. Remember, Coach Klusler discussed how important rebounding was going to be in this game. And we're seeing that play out right now on this possession. O'Gorman able to get a second chance at life Austin Terveen tried to step back for the three, instead goes to Let. Let carries it, almost lost it, and now he does lose it. Up ahead, Luke Olson to Sawyer. Sonnenschein lost his balance, and boy, he took an awkward stumble. Hope he's okay, and it looks like he is, because that looked like a very awkward stumble to the baseline, but thankfully looks like he's no worse for the wear. He is one tough guy. Remember, he took a shot against the Powerade Coolers on Tuesday in Aberdeen against the Golden Eagles. He's going to get the ball here. Made a big three-point shot last night, goes to Getz, gets a screen, Sonnenschein from a long two-point range, no good, rebounded by Simmental. Now it's the Governors getting the offensive rebounding, and Olsen going to try to capitalize. Goes to Sonnenschein, gives it right back to Getz. Getz, guarded by Terveen. Looking inside, finds Dilges, mid-range J's up, no good, but the rebound collected by Lent. So John Lent comes up with it, and O'Gorman with 3:17 to go in the second quarter, holding the basketball. Down by 1 to the Governors. Kicking the ball out to Camden Chase. Chase, gonna go right back to Mebius. Three-point shot is up here and good from Austin Terveen. Terveen nails the triple, and it is 24-22 O'Gorman. So the Knights capitalize on the three. Olsen's got it. Olsen going to Getz. Getz at the top. Guarded by Chase. Finds Olsen. Olsen on the right side, trying to force one to Dilges, and it's taken away. Great defense by Lent that time to force the turnover. Fast break up ahead to Austin Terveen, who just got the three. Now he's going to go inside off the glass. No good. Thought about getting a foul that time. Olsen going to try to kick it out, and it's turned over again. Now wide open up ahead is Terveen, and he can't make the shot. What incredible defense by Dawson Getz. I think he may have gotten a hand on it, and that forced the shot to not go in. Either that or it was an incredible whiff, but either way, the Govs come up with it. 2:07 to go in the second quarter. Now if the Governors want to get the lead back, they need to score here, and that one is stripped away from Getz. Little bit of revenge for Terveen, and he gets the and one. So Austin Terveen had a shot blocked by Getz, and now he cashes in a turnover from Getz into a three-point opportunity for the Knights. And just like that, it's 26-22, and it's those costly turnovers that can get you. If you're making a couple of substitutions, Corday Austin back in the game, as is Caden Aharts. Remember, Aharts has 2 fouls, so that'll be something to keep an eye on. Terveen able to make the free throw and cash in the three-point play. 27-22 O'Gorman with 1:55 to go in the second quarter. Live here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Still a lot of basketball left to be played, but Pierre needs to respond here late in the second quarter. Sonnenschein gets the screen, goes to Aharts. Aharts guarded by Dutt. Ball's now to Austin. Austin finds Sonnenschein on the right wing. Sonnenschein trying to roll to the outside, and that's going to be a foul committed by Camden Chase. Chase trying to guard Sonnenschein near the top of the key, and the foul ends up being committed, and that'll send Chase down to the bench. Mason Clark will check into the game as Pierre gets ready for the inbound pass. Minute 34 to go in this second quarter. Aharts has it, and he'll immediately give it back to Olsen. Pierre down by 5, their biggest deficit of the second quarter thus far. They were in control for most of this period. Olsen to Sonnenschein, long range three, and he drains it. There's the three-point triple. Sawyer Sonnenschein nails it. 27-25, 1:11 to go in the second quarter. Governors got the response they needed. Now they've got to cash in. Three-pointers up and away and no good. Sonnenschein, oh boy, takes a big fall into the crowd. You cannot say that he does not hustle after the basketball with what he does to pursue the ball when it goes out of bounds. He went right into the crowd that time, as Dawson Getz will check in for Aharts. And he wasn't going to stop. Only thing that stopped him was the crowd. Still O'Gorman with possession. Terveen takes a long-range three, and he airballed it. Got a little greedy, and Pierre comes up with the rebound. Now it's going to be an open Austin. Puts up a shot, can't get it to fall, and the rebound comes out to Dutt. Dutt comes up with it for O'Gorman. Final 45 seconds of the first half. Dutt goes to Terveen. Now back to Clark. Terveen inside to Dutt. Contested shot, a foul, and that is just off the mark, but it will send Nyan Dutt to the free throw line for 2. Good pursuit by Dutt that time, and again, taking it right to the basket. Very similar to Luke Olson in some ways, and he showed just how good he can be on that possession. Forcing the contact, misses the first free throw though, and that could be costly. Now Caleb Terveen is back in the game, so both Terveen brothers on the floor for the final 35 seconds of this first half. Dutt's second, drains it. So Dutt now has 7, and the lead is back up to 3 for the Knights. But most importantly for Pierre, it is still a 1-possession game, and they can cash in and tie it up with a triple, or they may wait and go for the 2 for the time being. Getz has it. Shot clock is right with the game clock. Pierre can hold this and make this the final possession if they want to, and Olsen knows that. Olsen is going to get a screen. Olsen just about lost it, and he did lose it out of bounds. Great defense by the Knights. That was Mason Clark who forced the strip of the ball and got it back to O'Gorman. So Olsen kind of telegraphed what he wanted to do, went to the right side, and O'Gorman was ready for it. An example of good defense by the Knights that they needed. Final 4 seconds here in the first half. Dutt, and he traveled. And he would have made that shot too. He traveled, trying to spin back to the basket. And that's a costly foul, or rather a costly turnover, I should say, for O'Gorman. So now 2.1. Let's see how Pierre wants to attack this. Probably gonna have to go from half court. They're gonna go straight to Olsen, and there is the half court shot. No good, just off the back of the iron. And that will do it for our first half of action. What a fun first half it was. 28-25, O'Gorman on top. But Pierre hanging tough with the Knights. We'll have to see if Pierre can hang with them, though, in a very interesting second half coming up right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. We'll be back in 3 with your Pierre Governors boys basketball halftime show, so stay tuned. We'll be right back in 3.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric for free estimates. Commercial, residential, and farm wiring. You'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
Welcome back to Riggs High School. Dylan Simmons on the call with you this afternoon for this edition of Pierre Governors Basketball on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. We are live with the Pierre Governors Basketball halftime show. Let's round out the first half stats, why don't we? We will start with the O'Gorman Knights, who are on top 28-25 over Pierre. They were led in scoring in that first half by Nyan Dutt with 7 points. Most of that coming from the low post. He and Luke Olson matched up quite a few times, and Dutt won a lot of those arguments. Caleb Terveen had 5. His brother Austin had 6. Jackson Bjorkman had 4. Camden Chase with 1. And John Lent had 4 points for O'Gorman, but not as explosive as you may think the Knights would be, especially with how good their offense has been at many points this year. Meanwhile, for your Pierre Governors, it's been the Dawson Getz show so far, 10 points, but all of that came in the first quarter. He was held in check in the second. No points for Dawson Getz in that quarter, but already a couple of three-point shots for number 10. Corday Austin had a 2-pointer. Sawyer Sunshine nailed 1 from downtown. Luke Olson with 6 points. Carter Shufflebein with 1. Lincoln Dilgis with 2 for Pierre. That's how they got to 25 here so far in this one. Governors, of course, coming off a 6-point halftime deficit yesterday against Harrisburg, ended up losing that game by 18. So, you know, that's probably weighing on the minds of Pierre, and sure that Brianna Kusler is probably reminding the Govs of that fact. Hey, we were in this position last time against Harrisburg and it ended up costing us, so we can't get too comfortable with the moment. We've got to find a way to stay with this O'Gorman team that we know has an explosive offense and can turn the corner at any point in time and start to light up any opposing defenses. And this O'Gorman team, they're rich in history. They have done a lot of things in their time in South Dakota AA basketball, and that all comes back to their head coach, Derek Roby, who's a multiple-time state champion. Last won a state title in 2017, and there was a point in the early 2010s where he won 3 out of 4 state championships for the Knights. Made a couple of state championship finals earlier on in this decade, but couldn't get the job done. Lost to Roosevelt both times. Of course, Roosevelt beating them in their last game here in the 2025 season as well. So as far as Roosevelt goes, they've had a pretty good history against O'Gorman, but against Pierre, O'Gorman's been dominant. They've won 9 of the last 10 in all of the regular season matchups against this Pierre Governors basketball team. Govs have not won a regular season game against O'Gorman since 2016. So it's been a long time for the Govs since they've been able to really handle O'Gorman. But the Knights are playing right with Pierre tonight, and both teams are giving it their all. So there's a lot of basketball left to be played tonight and a lot of stuff left yet to be determined. Pierre was outscored by 10 points yesterday against Harrisburg, and like I mentioned before, lost by 18 overall. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they respond in this third quarter and who they go to on offense. If it becomes more of a Getz show or if Luke Olson catches fire. Both have been solid, but we haven't really seen the explosion yet from some of the players on Pierre's side. Luke Olson had a solid first half, but didn't have the 29 points he had against Aberdeen or the 21 points he had yesterday against Harrisburg, but perhaps that explosion is just around the corner. Pierre currently floating around that 11 or 12 spot in the AA standings, so they understand just how important a win is in this one. If you can beat O'Gorman, you put yourself back in that conversation for hosting a SODAC 16 game, which with the looming state tournament becomes that much more important. And Pierre has to keep that in mind. They have to make sure to play with those postseason implications in the back of their head, but also continue to play their brand of basketball. Don't let the moment be too big or think too much about external factors. Just play to win, and that's what the Governors are trying to do right now against this O'Gorman Knights team. Brianna Kusler coming in with a 38-37 record now as a coach overall, and trying to get this Pierre team to a 5-7 record. Former superstar at Northern State, and she has imbued a lot of what she knows to this team. And one thing that's interesting is the coaching class. Kusler and Derek Roby, know each other well, and you can tell that there's a lot of respect. I spoke with Coach Roby, like I mentioned earlier on before the game started, and he spoke glowingly of what Coach Kusler and this team has been able to do time and time again. And Coach Roby also with a lot of experience in his own right. He's been around for 21 years in the head coaching ranks, and he has seen a lot in his time as a basketball coach. And for our Tennesseans out there, he actually knew and coached Josh Heupel and his wife, for that matter. So that's a pretty cool factor, a pretty cool fact, I should say. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that when I first heard that from him. And he was like, yeah, I coached Josh Heupel, knew who he was, and got to know him well. So I thought that was a pretty neat fact, and being from Tennessee, it just hit that much closer to home. So if you didn't know that and you live here in South Dakota, you should have told me sooner, if you catch my drift. We'll be right back in 2 minutes with the second half of action between your Pierre Governors and the O'Gorman boys basketball team. Stay tuned right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. We'll be back in 2 with the second half.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Welcome back to Pierre Governors basketball on KCCR. Dylan Simmons on the call with you, and we are just about set for the second half between the Pierre Governors and the O'Gorman Knights. And it has been a fun one so far. Just 3 points separate these two teams, but a lot on the line on both sides, and they're both playing like their potential playoff lives depend on it. And it's been a lot of fun. Here we go, second half on the way here from the capital city. Governors quickly go to work with the basketball. Dawson Getz has it. Getz flips it over to Shufflebine. Shufflebine finds Getz. Getz inside, feeds it to Dilgis off the glass. Yes, sir. Lincoln Dilgis starts the scoring here in the second half and makes it a 1 point O'Gorman lead, 28-27. Knights on the other end of the floor. Mason Clark gives it up to Dutt. Dutt inside, taken up by Bjorkman. Bjorkman tries to put up a shot, and a tie-up is called. Possession will stay with O'Gorman, but great interior defense by Pierre once again, and that has been something that's improved as time has gone on in this one. Inbound pass for Pierre, and that's a miscommunication, or rather for O'Gorman, I should say, miscommunication. And having to pursue it and get it back was Nyan Dutt all the way on the opposite end of the floor. Dutt's got it, thought about the three. Instead, kicks it out. Taken up by Mason Clark. Clark goes inside to Lent. Lent over to Terveen, and Terveen no good from three. Caleb Terveen, that is. Got to remember to specify which Terveen I'm talking about with two brothers on the team. Olsen finds an open, gets for three. Yes! He'd been held scoreless in the second quarter, but he was not going to be denied that time. his third three of the game, and Pierre takes a 30-28 lead. Dawson gets his back. Lentz got it. Goes over to Nye and Dutt. Going around the horn is O'Gorman. Inside, Terveen. Scoring is Terveen. Caleb Terveen, that is. Make it 30-30 with 6:36 to go in this third quarter. Olsen finds it open, gets again for three. No good this time, and the rebound is collected by Lent. So Getz may have gotten a little bit greedy, but he's feeling it from three, and he went for the dagger that time. Didn't quite get it. Now it's Clark. Hesitates and finds Caleb Terveen. Gets the ball back. Terveen again. Guarded by Shufflebein. He gets it. Terveen. Bounce pass to Lent. Lent guarded by Dilgis and Olsen. Has to go right back to Dutt. Dutt, three-point shot. In and out, no good. Rebound is scored by Jackson Bjorkman. Right place, right time for Bjorkman. And O'Gorman takes a 2-point lead. Again, offensive rebounding playing a key part in this one. Suttonshine hesitates and fires one over the rim and no good. Rebounded by Clark, fast break. Dutt bobbled the basketball, tried to drive inside, now goes back to Clark. That was a missed opportunity. Dutt could have had an open shot. Now Clark has to wait. 5:33 to go in the third quarter. Dutt drives to the hoop, no good on the floater. Rebounds, bouncing around. Dilgis finally collects it. Had to have three Governors in on it that time to finally get a hold on it. Dutt's long wingspan making a difference. But Pierre does have the basketball, down by 2. 5:14 to go in the third quarter. Olsen in trouble, gets it off to Dilgis. Dilgis goes right to the basket, off the glass, scores. What a second half thus far for Lincoln. Dilgis 4 points, both times off the glass. It's 32-32 with 5 minutes to go in the third. Clark goes to Dutt. Now goes opposite side to Caleb Terveen. Driving as Clark carries it. Foul called on the floor before the shot. Let's see who. Looks like that's going to be against Carter Shufflebein. That's his first. First team foul by Pierre in this third quarter. Nyan Dutt heads to the bench. And now Austin Terveen back in the game for O'Gorman. Here's Clark. Mason Clark kicks it out. Open for three is Bjorkman. No good. Overshot it. Lent with the rebound. He scores. The superior size of O'Gorman making an impact here. 34-32. Now Pierre with the ball once more. 4:33 to go. Suttonshine for three off the front of the iron. No good. And a missed triple by the Governors. That ball deflected out of bounds by Olsen into the student section area. O'Gorman will retain possession. Caleb Terveen will head to the bench, as O'Gorman has Lent, Austin Terveen, and now Logan Mebius out there. Inbound pass to Lent. Lent finds Mebius. He made a big impact passing the ball in that second quarter. Now it's going to be Bjorkman who airballs the shot. Olsen gets the rebound. Fast break for the Govs, down by 2. Getz pulls up for three. Buries it. Dawson Getz again, his fourth triple in just a matter of minutes. What a game for Dawson Getz, and he just continues to light it up from downtown. He has gotten 4 3-pointers in about 19 minutes of game time. Now the Knights have to respond. Going inside and driving it is Mebius, and he turns the ball over. Shufflebein comes up with it in a straitjacket, lost the basketball. Mebius gets it back, takes a hard shot, falls to the floor, and no, it's going to be a charge. Charge on Mebius, and Pierre gets the ball back. So Mebius was trying to drive to the basket. Shufflebein has to head to the bench, by the way. Caden Aharts will check in. Took a hard shot, but they called an offensive charge foul, and Pierre comes up with it. So how about that defense by the Govs? And this is the kind of redemption they were looking for. Olsen splits the difference, kicks it out wide open. Aharts corner three. Yep. Caden Aharts right into the game and right into the stat sheet. 38-34 Governors. What a job by Aharts to get open on the three-point shot, and what a drive by Olsen to get Aharts open. Olsen went through 2 defenders that time. Now the Knights have it with Terveen trying to put up a shot. Foul committed by Olsen, I believe. No, it's on Aharts. That's his third. So Caden Ahart's now with 3 fouls, and Brianna Kusler now has to weigh her options just a little bit with 2:57 to go in the third quarter, because Ahart's is a guy that you kind of need late in the going, especially with his versatility and what he's been able to do lately in this third quarter. Mebius goes over to Clark, now inside, shooting and scoring is Camden Chase on the late pass. So O'Gorman makes it 38-36. Back to a 2-point. Luke Olson spinning, no good. Interrupted my own statement. Dilgis trying to wrestle for the basketball. Tie up, and who gets possession? Looks like it's going to go to Pierre. Good work by Dilgis to save that possession for the Governors, or else that would have been a costly miss by Olson, despite the great effort he showed. Olson's got one of the best spin moves in AA. Hobson can't get the basketball this time, taken away by Chase, and Chase is on the case. Opposite end, no good. Olson swats it back out for the Pierre rebound. Dill just comes up with it. Pierre back on the attack. Sawyer Sunshine, and now a timeout taken by Brianna Kusler. Well, we've had ourselves a fun third quarter, haven't we? This is what high school basketball is all about, 38-36. We are going to stick with the action right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Governors up 38-36 with 2:21 to go in the third quarter. And Dawson Getz, what a sensational game he's had thus far. 4 triples, 17 total points, and a partridge and a pear tree. This guy has been doing it all thus far. Luke Olson hasn't been bad in his own right. He's scoreless thus far in the third quarter, but his job of facilitating the basketball has been simply tremendous. And he's really thrown O'Gorman off quite a few times on the defensive side and has allowed Pierre to get the lead. Also got to shout out Caden Aharts and Sawyer Sunshine and the great physicality and effort they've shown throughout this game. It's made a huge impact. Really, it feels as though Pierre is playing as a team and playing with an incentive to win like we haven't seen before. This team always plays together, but we're really seeing the fruits of that labor play out here on the hardwood in this contest. O'Gorman trying to avoid dropping their 3rd straight and trying to keep up a winning streak against Pierre in the regular season that dates back to 2016. So 2:21 to go in the third quarter. Inbound pass for Sawyer Sunshine. Goes to Olson, and Pierre goes back to work. Sunshine guarded inside, and that one taken away by Camden Chase. Chase was in the interior that time and was able to get it away from Sawyer Sunshine from just inside the arc. Now it's going to be around the horn time for the Knights. Here's Terveen. Terveen swerves it back to the outside to Chase. Chase able to find Logan Mebius. Now Terveen, Austin Terveen for 3, no good. Rebound taken up by Chase. Chase tries to kick it out, and he stepped out of bounds. Boy, a costly mistake by Chase. That's a withdrawal from the bank that he didn't want to make. And no, they're going to say that O'Gorman still has it, and that shocked even the Knights players. So that was a foul, is what they're actually going to call. Looks like that one's against Dilgis. So they thought it was out of bounds. I thought it was out of bounds, but it wasn't. Getz almost takes it away. Now O'Gorman has an open man. It's Wheeldryer who gets the 3. Jackson Wheeldryer with a corner 3, and what looked like a wasted possession comes up glorious for the Knights. Olson now kicks it over to Aharts. O'Gorman back on top. Minute 25 as Dawson Getz traveled. He took a hop. He was thinking about going for the 3. He hesitated, and it ended up costing them. It was a bit of a miscalculation on Getz's part. I think he thought that he had an open opportunity that time, but the O'Gorman defender closed, and I think that was Mebius that time. Now O'Gorman with an open Wheeldryer for 3 again. Rebound inside, and scoring and getting the and 1 is Bjorkman. Another offensive rebound for O'Gorman. They've had a few big ones in this game, and that may have been the biggest. Jackson Bjorkman able to get the ball, pluck it out of midair, and go right underneath the basket and get the reverse shot. Sawyer Sunshine will check out of the game as Eladio Semental is back in. He'll swap places with Luke Olson on the floor. And a chance for O'Gorman to take a 4-point lead just like that. And Bjorkman nails it. 9 points for Jackson Bjorkman. 42-38, O'Gorman on top of the Govs. Final minute of the third quarter. Caden Aharts gives it over to Semental, finds Olsen. Olsen left side. That is almost taken away by Chase. Instead, gets it. Semental bobbled it for a second. Goes over to Olsen looking for a screen. Olsen holds on to it, guarded by Mebius. Gets a screen from Getz. Olsen inside. Pirouettes and gets it to go off the glass. First points by Luke Olsen in this third quarter, and they couldn't have come at a better time. Back to a 2-point game, and what a shot it was. A nifty maneuver in midair by number 23. 25 seconds left in the third quarter. 2-point Knights advantage. Going around the horn is Mebius. Mebius almost traveled, gives it over to Austin Terveen. Terveen double teamed, puts up a wild shot, no good, and the rebound is secured by Olsen. Final 6 seconds of the quarter. Gets it ahead and it's stripped away and intercepted, but stepping out of bounds is Camden Chase. He had a chance at a fast break opportunity, but he couldn't keep his feet in bounds as he took that one out of midair from Luke Olsen. And now 3.8 to go. Pierre with the basketball. Got to be quick with this. Semental gets it ahead to Olsen. Olsen looking for a chance, steps back, puts up a 3-point shot, no good, and that will do it for the third quarter. It stayed just about as evenly matched as you could ask for, and if you're a high school basketball fan, you couldn't ask for much more. 42-40, O'Gorman on top of Pierre. We got one more quarter of regulation and maybe overtime coming up here in the capital city. Don't go anywhere here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Back in 1 minute.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Welcome back to Riggs High School. We are live with Pierre Governors boys basketball action from Riggs High School. Dylan Simmons on the call with you. O'Gorman up 42-40 on the Pierre Governors. Last year's game ended by a score of 57-46 in Sioux Falls with O'Gorman winning, but I think we're headed to a much more evenly matched contest here this afternoon. O'Gorman with the ball. Mebius fakes out a defender, pulls up from mid-range, no good. Rebound is secured by Terveen. Inside, poked away by Olsen. Getz could not save it, and an easy shot goes in for Jackson Bjorkman. A wild sequence leads to O'Gorman taking a 4-point lead and a missed opportunity for Pierre. And a turnover taken back by O'Gorman, coming over and no good on the rebound, no good again. Who's going to get the basketball? Finally secured by Chase. Too many offensive rebounds given up by Pierre on this possession. Mid-range J is good from Austin Terveen. And that was a drastic missed opportunity for Pierre, and a timeout taken by Brianna Kusler. Again, we talked about just how crucial rebounding was going to be in this one, and Pierre just gave up way too many that time. Fourth quarter, and O'Gorman up 46-40. We are going to stick with the action right here on KCCR. 7:08 to go in this fourth quarter. And that was, like I said, all created by the offensive rebounds that Pierre allowed that last possession for O'Gorman. Well, the Governors still only down 6, and they haven't let O'Gorman get too far in front of them in this game. That's been the key thus far, and they have to keep that going. As the final countdown rings over the loudspeakers here at the high school gymnasium in the capital city. Riggs High School, a beautiful venue for this afternoon's matchup. Second game for Pierre in less than 24 hours. It's a quick turnaround, but it's that time of year where the games really start to stack on top of each other. Olsen puts up a shot and got it in. Tough shot by Luke Olsen with some contact. No foul call, but it does bring it back to a 4-point game. That's what Luke Olsen can provide. He's up to double digits once again. Bounce pass to Mebius for O'Gorman. Mebius goes back to Wheeldryer. Mebius finds an open Terveen. Austin Terveen for three, nails it. And Austin Terveen is going off for O'Gorman here to start off this fourth quarter. It's 49-42 Knights, and their biggest lead of the second half. Governors maybe getting some deja vu to last night's game against Harrisburg. They do not want to let this one slip away. Olsen spins, pirouettes, kicks it out. Ahart's corner three, big one right here. No good. Trying to fight for the rebound is Olsen. Foul committed by Logan Mebius. And that should allow for a Pierre inbound pass with 6:14 to go in the fourth quarter. And it is on Mebius, and he is a little stunned by that call. I think some of the O'Gorman fans confused. They thought it should be on Pierre. But that is not what it ended up happening. A couple substitutions here for O'Gorman. That is going to go to Sonnenschein as Dill just slipped and fell. Pierre still gets it. Now open is Getz. Step back three, no good. Dill just trying to race for the rebound. Ball is still somehow inbounds. Kicked out to Mason Clark. Up ahead, gets it on an awkward hop and scores. 51-42, O'Gorman's up by 9, and the sands in the hourglass are again starting to trickle away for Pierre. They're down by 9 with 5:47 to go in the fourth quarter. Still some time, but got to play a bit more urgently now. Dilgis from mid-range. Off the mark, no good. And that's going to be what's basically a frustration foul for Dawson Getz underneath the basket, trying to take the ball away from Camden Chase. And Pierre has just not been able to put in shots as of late. It's been a problem for them to start off this fourth quarter. Sawyer Sonnenschein will head to the bench. Carter Shovelbein in the game, as is Ahart's Dilgis, Luke Olsen, and Dawson Getz. Trying to drive it and losing the basketball is Mason Clark. Good defensive possession by Pierre. Now Ahart's hands off to Olsen. Olsen driving, he's going right to the hoop, forces a foul. Let's see how they call this. It is going to be on the floor, so this will result in an inbound pass for the Governors. Contact happened before the shot by Olsen. This almost feels like possession where Pierre has to put one in the basket. Down by 9 to O'Gorman, who's on the verge of busting this one open. Getz has it. Gonna go to Olsen. And O'Gorman, they've kind of sniffed out that three-point shot that Getz likes to go for. Olsen underneath the basket scores. Great spin move by Luke Olsen up against the defender. Makes it 51-44, excuse me, off the glass. 5:05 to go. Wheeldryer gives it back to Mason Clark. O'Gorman offense resets. Student section getting loud. Fans getting loud. Back to the top to Dust. Or Dutt, rather. Dutt able to find Wheeldryer. Wheeldryer to Austin Terveen. He's been lighting up the Pierre defense as of late. Inside, great pass, great score for Camden Chase. And again, that was set up by the Austin Terveen feed underneath the basket. And he has really taken this game over for O'Gorman. Gets off balance, and that's a bad pass taken away by Chase. Chase, opposite end, gets the foul on Lincoln Dilgis. Didn't get the shot to go in. But Camden Chase will have a couple of free throws coming up. And Luke Olsen actually is going to be who they call the foul on. Thought it was on Dilgis. They were both in on that, I believe. Free throw is up here, and it rattles home for Camden Chase. Only 6 points, but he has just been around the ball basically at all times, and his presence has been overwhelming for O'Gorman in this game, and it's made a big impact for the Knights. Missed the second, rebound taken by Ahart's. It's up to a 10-point O'Gorman lead, their biggest of the game. Here is got to start cashing in on some of these possessions. Olsen lost the ball. Foul committed by Camden Chase. And Olsen will get an inbound pass coming up. So that will be his third foul. 4:16 to go in this fourth quarter. Inbound pass up ahead to Olsen. Olsen hesitating. Guarded by Clark. Spinning around. forces the foul, and that is going to be a trip to the free throw line for Luke Olson. Good work by Olson right up against Clark that time. And that will allow him a chance to cut this to an 8-point lead. Pierre's going to have to be almost picture perfect on offense from here on out if they want to turn this around. O'Gorman starting to gap them just a little bit. Olson does make the first free throw. Up to 13 points on the game. Not the explosive night that he had against Aberdeen on Tuesday and last night against Harrisburg, but he's still been effective. And he makes both free throws. 14 points now, 54-46, full court press for Pierre. Dilges had a defender slip and fall down and out of bounds. That's going to be Pierre basketball. So the defender who was trying, or the offensive player I should say, was trying to get the basketball, ended up slipping in front of Dilges and the ball went out of play. So Pierre comes up with it. And now a chance to really turn this thing around. Olson waving around his offense. He's going to drive right to the hoop. He's got an open shot, and he scores. Just blew the doors off his defender, and he makes it a 6-point game. Full court press still in play. O'Gorman having trouble. That is kicked into the crowd by Dawson Getz. I've heard of a kicked ball, but that was more of a punted ball. Pat McAfee would be proud of that one. Mason Clark heads to the bench. And it looks like both the Terveen brothers are now in for the Knights. Inbound pass, up ahead, and a timeout taken by the head coach, Derek Roby. So we'll take one as well. 1 minute, we'll be right back to Riggs High School with Pierre Governors boys basketball on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Back in 1.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Capital City Ford, Lincoln, Toyota, and Pierre, where exceptional customer service meets an incredible inventory lineup. Looking for your dream car? Our expert team is here to guide you every step of the way. From dependable Fords to luxurious Lincolns and versatile Toyotas, we have something for every taste, need, and budget. Experience the difference with us today. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
Action already back in progress here at Riggs High School. O'Gorman with the basketball. Underneath the basket and scoring is Jackson Bjorkman. 56-48. Knights on top, wide open. Aharts off the glass scores. Good response from Pierre. Back to a 6-point O'Gorman lead. Full court press still in use. O'Gorman drives it ahead to Dutt. Dutt hesitating, has an open Terveen. Austin Terveen underneath the basket. Foul called and 2 shots coming up for number 5. So O'Gorman is really trying to attack the basket right now and force Pierre into contact, and they've been able to do just that. Foul goes against Schuffelbein, his second. By the way, our scoreboard presented by American Family Insurance and the Brittany Schuffelbein Agency. Big thank you to Brittany Schuffelbein for that. And the free throws in and out for Austin Terveen. I want to thank all of our sponsors here on KCCR for helping us to run this broadcast and make it as quality as it is. Schuffelbein heads to the bench and Sawyer Sunshine checks in. 3:13 to go in the fourth quarter. Austin Terveen's second is through. 12 points to Terveen, 57-50. O'Gorman on top. 3:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Dilges goes to Olson on the near side. Olson waiting. Gets it over to Getz. Getz back to Olson. Getz gives Olson a screen. Olson taking his time, driving in the high post, kicks it over to Sunshine. Up ahead, Dilges. Foul called underneath the basket. That'll lead to an inbound pass. Great work by Lincoln Dilges. And actually now Pierre is in the bonus. I forgot that is foul number 5, so that'll be 2 free throws for Lincoln Dilges. Great work by number 13 to force the contact by O'Gorman. And now a shot at a 5-point game. Crucial free throws coming up for Dilges. Makes the first one. And that's the kind of consistent play and clutch play you want from one of your younger players in Lincoln Dilgis. His second, off the front of the iron, no good. So 57-51. 6-point game. O'Gorman on top. 2:40 to go in this fourth quarter. Camden Chase has it. He's been very effective in this fourth quarter for the Knights. Looking for a screen. Goes over to Bjorkman. Bjorkman, guarded by Dilgis, goes right to the hoop, and he's going to score. Bjorkman just went right up at Dilgis that time and put it right in to make it 59-51. 2:20 to go, 8-point O'Gorman lead. Olsen gets a screen from Dilgis. He's going to go right to the hoop and kicks it out. Open three. Yes, sir. Dawson gets his 5th triple of the game, and it is a 5-point game here at Riggs High School. Wow. We're going to stick with the action, but what a play by Dawson Getz. What a feed from Luke Olsen to even get it to him up against the baseline that time. 5-point game, 2:08 to go in the fourth quarter. And Pierre, although they're not in the catbird seat, they are in position to put this game potentially into overtime if they can get a strong finish late. And right now, if you're the Governors, the biggest thing you want to do defensively is try to put pressure on whoever's carrying the basketball in this full court press. That's what Pierre's going to be looking to do. They have forced a couple of turnovers that way already against the Knights. O'Gorman entering today with an 8-4 record, 8-3 in AA. Pierre 4-7, 4-6 in AA play. Governors trying to get back in the hunt for a home game in the Sodak 16. If they want to do that, then this is almost a must-win for the Governors. Could really help to turn this season back in the right direction. Dutt with the inbound pass. Gives it over. Chase has it. He's double-teamed in a straitjacket. That's a dangerous pass. Got it ahead to Terveen. Now Terveen through traffic. And a timeout is going to be called by Roby. So another timeout called. Again, we'll stick with the action right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Exactly 2 minutes on the dot remaining. O'Gorman had issues dealing with the full court press that time. Effective job by Pierre of creating pressure. Just about forced the turnover. I don't know how that pass got from Chase to Austin Terveen, but it did, as O'Gorman kind of got bailed out that time. But that was a good call by the head coach, Derek Roby, to make that timeout and not allow Pierre to get any more pressure and allow O'Gorman to get outside of their element. So Pierre about to go back to work. Brianna Kusler looking for her first regular season win against the O'Gorman Knights right here in this game. Pierre coming off a disappointing loss against Harrisburg yesterday. Lost 66-48. They were outscored by 12 points in the second half. And now Pierre, as Coach Kusler mentioned in the pregame interview, trying to put that all behind them and focus on the task at hand. Austin Terveen in a straitjacket, wrestling away with Getz, has a foul committed, and that'll lead to an inbound pass for the Knights. There were a couple players for Pierre that were in on it. They did have a foul to give. That is going to be the 4th team foul and the 3rd foul on Lincoln Dilgis. So Dilgis with the reach in. If Pierre commits another foul, that'll send O'Gorman to the bonus. Inbound pass, up ahead to Terveen. Austin Terveen has had a great night tonight trying to sink what could be the dagger. He'll go over to Chase. O'Gorman bleeding some clock. Shot clock at 22 seconds, so O'Gorman may try to run this just a little bit longer and force Pierre into an even bigger predicament. Terveen not pushing against Olsen. Now he is. Kicks it out. Chase will just go around the horn. And Pierre is content, it looks like, letting them bleed some clock. Now Chase drives, goes inside, off the glass, scores. That was a picture-perfect possession by O'Gorman. They bleed clock and they score. Olsen opposite end, he answers and scores. 18 points for Luke Olsen. Back to a 5-point game. Rushing down and scoring is Jackson Bjorkman. Pierre was not set defensively, and O'Gorman caught them napping. 63-56, another timeout's called. And that is just a costly sequence for Pierre, as they had a chance to really capitalize on the score by Olsen, but They were not set defensively. O'Gorman was already back, and when you're playing that fast, it sometimes goes against you, and that's kind of what happened to the Governors. And now you're looking at 1 minute, 7 seconds left in this fourth quarter with Pierre down by 7 points to O'Gorman. So time is certainly of the essence right now for the team from Riggs. Dawson Getz with 17, or rather 20 points tonight, 5 3-pointers. Luke Olson with 18 points. O'Gorman with Jackson Bjorkman as their leading scorer with 17. It's been a bit more of a quiet 17 points. Hasn't been quite as flashy as Austin